YouTube, thanks for logging into my channel. What up, guys? How are you? I hope everybody's having a marvelous day. Today I'm going to do a video. I was thinking, what could I do a video on? And I realized I'm really a German handmade guy, just getting into machine made. So, you guys have watched my German handmade video over 5,000 times in 2 weeks. And I just started this, and I told you if you guys were really into it, and I kind of hollered at you because I started this channel more or less to yell at you viewers originally, because I would see some content providers have 1 million views and like 70 thumbs up or something, and I can't believe 1 million people would watch a video and only 70 of them were motivated enough to give that creator a thumbs up. But hey, you guys love the marbles, so I'm going to a marble show this weekend. It's official, and I'm doing it. So for you guys have gave me such a great response. I'm going to trek 4 hours in the car, 300 plus miles to bring you some footage this weekend. So you guys make sure you subscribe, make sure you log in, motivate, thumbs up, whatever, hoot hoot, go marbles. So marbles are supposed to be fun, and I think a lot of people, and including me, know that there's a group of people out there that the fun stops. It is serious. So, if you're one of those people, I want to give you quality information. And here, I'll teach you something you might not know about the mica German handmade marble, right? I hear a lot of people say mica. I used to call them micas. You can call them micas. It's all right. Nobody's perfect. I mispronounce stuff all the time, guys. Whatever. We all live and learn. So here's the mica marbles, and y'all been eating this stuff. The FDA approves mica for use in food, if you didn't know. If you're eating some shimmery, glossy foods, that's right, you might be eating mica. They grind it up real fine to make shimmery, shiny foods and feed it to you people. So y'all are pooping mica. And here's some beautiful mica marbles. These are German handmades. Some other things the industry uses mica in would be electronics. It used to be used as insulation. It's used as insulation in the roof of my house. I've got a 100-year-old house, and there's insulation that's mica in it. So maybe if I start whipping up marbles, I got an endless supply, guys. I would like to start making up marbles one day. I've put some feelers out. I've got a commercial property. I'm looking for a set of rollers, guys. I've been an industrial tech my whole life, so maybe one day I can make this dream come true and we can run some marbles. But anyways, until then, we'll keep tracking them down and we'll keep talking about them. And if you guys are into marbles, everybody wants some of these in their collection. So you got to be really careful with these when you buy them. So many contemporaries have slipped out there in the world, and they're really hard to tell a contemporary from a German handmade marble. I can't do it with these. If you have an artist that's just on his A game on a Ponte, and he can throw down a glob of glass like you've never seen, he can probably whip one of these up, and you probably would never know. So, with that being said, I still collect them up. Here's one of my favorites. This one's got a swirl in it. The one right next to it's got a ghost swirl in the center of it. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like an ox blood or something trapped in the center of this mica here. And the more mica they have in them, if they're completely covered with mica, some people call them a blizzard. This really wouldn't be. This is probably the best one I've got, guys, as far as a blizzard would be concerned. But a mica blizzard is when you can't even hardly see through it, to where we'll go over here and just push the envelope. And this one here has only got 1 or 2 little teeny chips of mica in it, to where, you come over here and you can clearly see it. But, these are going to have a panel mark on them or a scissor mark. Usually it's a single one. And they're gonna capture this. Sometimes you can see where it's spun into the glass. It'll be like a halfy or an off-centered glob of mica like this one. You can see how the artisan picked it up, and it's kind of all one-sided. So this, to me, wouldn't be nearly as collectible as, say, this one that's just loaded with mica. And that's one of the things that the collectors look for is, like ghost swirls inside them. This green one's got another piece of whatnot in it. Is it ox blood? Is it, who knows what it is, but because the glass is green. So, but anyways, the swirls, and they put mica in peppermint swirls. It's in onion skins, and it's not to be confused with Lutz, which is the gold material in the German handmades. So anyhow, I paid big money for one of these, and then they said it was the lighting issue. I don't know what y'all want to call this one, but I purchased this one, and the guy called it red. I call it amber. But red is supposed to be your most desirable of all the micas, and I'm going to zoom in. I'm calling it, if I was selling it to you, I would call that amber, but I got hosed on it and bought it as red, and it totally looked red in the eBay listing, and I don't even think it's the same marble, but I paid big money for it, guys, and eBay stood behind the seller because the seller had posted in his listing that colors may look different under different lighting, as all marble sellers do, but guys, come on, that's not red. But anyways, it's an amber marble. The red one is what everybody wants. So if you got a red mica in your collection, pat yourself on the back, because that's probably the holy grail. Years ago, I seen a 1-inch, it was half red cranberry and half plum purple with clear transparent between the two colors, and the guy wouldn't come off of it. And I believe I offered him, it was a couple $100 for that marble, and I still couldn't get it off of him. So, and he just laughed at me. He told me I wasn't even close. And I said, well, the worst you can say is no. I said, I'm not cheap, I'm just broke. There is a difference. So anyhow, it's you can always try. The worst somebody can say is no, and tell them, say, hey, listen, I'm not lowballing you, I'm broke. So, another one that's very rare that I think in the micas, if you all are mica collectors, I don't know how you feel about it, but I totally would say the black ones are, and they're going to be really hard to see the mica in. And the best way you can tell that you got a black one is just hold it up to the light. And another thing I wanted to point out to you guys is that these have a lot of pops in them. A lot of times the mica and the glass does not get along. So there we go. Come on, camera. So you can kind of see at the surface here, guys. I don't know. This could actually even really be a dark, dark cobalt blue. But I can hold it up to a mag light, and you really don't see anything through it. But on these black ones, they're really, really hard to see the mica in them sometimes, especially if it's deep, So that's where you send it out to a polisher, guys. Get back a wet mint mica with tons of chips on it. I think if you tried to polish one of these, that's exactly what would happen. You would have little pops and flakes all over it. Now, this is a hit on this one. We'll see if we can... Let me see if I can set the camera down here a bit and show you guys the difference between a hit and a pop, in my opinion. So there you go. That's a moon or a crater. You can see anytime your marbles more or less has a moon or a crater. Another term I hear a lot of people call that is a clamshell, because if you look at that, it kind of represents a clamshell. It'll have jagged edges on it, and anyways, it'll look like a clamshell, and that usually represents a hit. To where an annealing fracture, let me see if I can find it, it's going to be a little pop, to where, because the glass in this mica would cool down at different temperatures. This one has, let's see if we can get it to focus on this amber one. Do you see it? Like, I can see it plain as day with a magnifying glass on it, but if you look at a real marble, you'll see all these little teeny pops and specks in the surface of it. Now, to me, that's a good clean marble. I would call it like a mint minus, because there are micas that are just wet mint looking, but that's a as-made condition. So a lot of times, like a cold rolled seam in a machine-made marble, I would maybe, if it was a perfect marble, I would do it a mint minus with a cold roll seam, because that's exactly the way that it's not really damaged. That marble is the same condition that it was when it left the machine. So with that being said, if that helps you guys, you know, I got a box of marbles going I want to give away. It only has an original bag of Marble King cat eyes in it. I heard from a viewer, just floored me. He wants to send me a marble to put in the box. So if that's the case, you guys can email me and I'll put whatever to give to whoever in there. I'm more than happy to do it. And you guys, it's all about paying it forward and keeping this collection alive. If we don't get people interested in it and teach everybody what we know, this is a dying hobby because nobody's making these anymore. So if you guys like these marbles and you're into collecting marbles, hey, let's share them and post them online so we all can learn from each other. Anyways, guys, I'm off to a show this weekend. Make sure you subscribe. I've got some more Jabos on the way. They're hooking me up with another fat order. We'll do an unboxing here soon. Make sure you subscribe and like. And another thing, guys, I hear a lot of people say, oh, those are just Jabos. Well, let me tell you something. They're drying up fast, and if you like them, you better get them because I went on the website. One of my viewers told me that they were sold out. I couldn't believe it. And sure enough, maybe they're just prepping for the show, and I'll see them this weekend. But anyways, guys, keep it marvelous, and I'll see you later. I hope you enjoyed the German handmade mica marbles. So, like I said, real quick, and then we'll bail. The red is the hottest and most desirable of all the colors. These are your basics. There's all different shades of whatnot in between. So, good luck collecting and share your collection. Later.